Hello, Paradigm Shifters. Welcome. Yep, it's Transformation Tuesday once again. Yeah, I love Tuesdays and I love the word transformation. It's like changing from one form to another. And we have so many helpers on this planet to help us with tools and techniques to do that. So, Paradigm Shifters, we are a growing global community dedicated to shift and uplift the planet. How's that, Lynn? You love that?
Yep.
Yep. I love it. And we are we've got members from all over the globe, from like I lost count of how many countries, but it's so cool to know that we're all in this together and we're all one. So this is the very last day of February. Yeah. And so our February topic all month has been on this word. Take a deep breath in here. Acceptance. We started out the month with that serenity prayer. Yeah. Yeah. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Right? Courage to change the things I can. I mean, I'm going to have to change myself. And that whole thing, wisdom to know the difference. That's what, like, okay, well, I want to go in and change other people. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about Lynn. Lynn is my partner in believing and has been for years. We get together every Monday with accountability and passion and to help each other. And it is, if you don't have a partner in believing, it is one of the most important times of my week for a check-in. So, and Lynn is from Buffalo, New York. And Lynn at Tranchell has been helping business leaders achieve their goals for over 30 years. Yeah, just grasp that a little bit, over 30 years. And as a coach who specializes in the science of success. Lynn has a passion for helping entrepreneurs and business professionals achieve success in all areas of life and business, get this, without sacrificing. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to you, Lynn. What have you got to, and you have so many stories. Oh my gosh. I've known you for so long. So I'm going to turn this over to you, Lynn, and thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me. And I think that that last bit of my bio about without sacrificing is really what acceptance is all about. Because when you are in that place of acceptance, whatever happens to you, you know it's for the best. And when you resist accepting, when you don't accept, it creates the resistance, and it's kind of like a kink in the hose or trying to swim upstream. It's just way more difficult. So even if you're not happy with what's going on, just know that in any given moment, you're doing your best. And also know that your best changes from day to day. One day you could be tired, you had a hard time sleeping. One day you could have some other thing going on, and your best changes, and your best is your best. We really don't want to shoot for perfection. We want to shoot for improvement every day, because there's really no such thing as perfection. So we just want to be our best every single day. And by accepting, again, it doesn't mean that you're happy with what's going on. It just means that you are in a place of letting it happen and not resistance. And then we look at comparison despair. When we're comparing with other people, we're comparing our insides with their outsides. So we are not necessarily comparing apples to apples and oranges to oranges. And we're always our own worst critic. We would never talk to other people the way we talk to ourselves. And then getting back to the serenity prayer, I love that prayer. And the biggest part of that one is the wisdom to know the difference. So accept what you can, change what you can, and then the wisdom to know the difference. But that's really what acceptance is all about. And I have a new acceptance in my family. My daughter went on vacation last week, and her boyfriend popped the question. So my new acceptance is accepting a new son-in-law into the house, and I couldn't be happier. Just seeing the way they act with each other and respond to each other and support each other, it's just wonderful. And I'm looking forward to seeing that relationship growing. And I'm also looking forward to being a grandma. That is going to be a big acceptance for me too. Having another little one in the family. I love having children in my life. They teach me so much. I have learned so much from my nieces and nephews, and things that I never would have learned otherwise. And it's just so much fun having that creativity and that newness in my life. So accepting on all levels, and accepting, knowing that everything that's happening is for the best right now.
Oh, this is great. I love it. So can you tell us a time where you were like in a dive and fighting acceptance, and then it was like a non-negotiable in order to even survive to come out? Got any good stories?
Yeah, actually, I have two stories about being laid off.
Oh, yes.
And both times I was starting my own business. And I had this plan. I was the first time it was in a computer business. And, I was just helping a friend who started his own computer consulting business. And I didn't really think too much about it becoming anything other than helping a friend. And then I was laid off, and it's like, now what? And it's like, I could very easily have gotten another job doing the same thing, staying in the corporate world with all of those benefits. And I decided to go out on my own. And it was really a great experience. And I learned a lot. And it was just accepting that was divine intervention on my part. That I listened to that source that says, no, it's time to go on your own. And then when my daughter was getting ready to go to college, I went back into the corporate world because I figured it would be good to have steady income. So I did that. And then a number of years later, I started taking classes at church and teaching classes. And I had the opportunity of taking a coaching program through church, and I really loved it. So I started on that path of becoming a coach, and I had a 3-year plan. And at the end of the first year, I had gone off to have my final. It's a week-long final to become a licensed Unity teacher. So I was away. My boss thought I was on vacation, and I got back, and my boss called me into his office and said, I didn't want to interrupt your vacation, that there was a big layoff last week and you're on the list to go. And it was like, this one was even harder because my spouse died 2 years before that, and my daughter was in college, and I was the sole support. So that layoff was a bigger one for me. And again, I could have very easily gotten another corporate job. I was 1 year into my 3-year plan to become a full-time coach. And if I had done that, who knows where I would have been today if I had gone back into that corporate world and then have to create a new plan, create a new way out. So what I did is I just, again, accepted that this was divine intervention, and I've been a full-time coach ever since.
This is great. This is great. So you said something about you're a Unity chaplain, right?
A licensed teacher, yeah.
So what have you learned about acceptance in that, helping people in that area.
Yeah, and that is also a lot of fun because everybody comes into the classes at different levels. We have people that are new to Unity, people that have, we even have people that grew up in Unity. Can you imagine from a very young age being in all of those Unity principles? So being able to see everybody where they are and accept them where they are, and then help them through whatever they're doing to become more is what I love about being a licensed Unity teacher.
So
I
what do you
love it. I love it when the light bulb goes off and they start seeing things differently and doing things differently.
find is the most common paradigm or limiting belief that people have in the work?
A lot of people, and this is what I've been talking about a lot lately, is doubt. Doubt turns to worry, worry turns to fear, and you stop. And you end up in the same place over and over again. And even with all of those principles that I teach, that doubt still creeps in. In fact, 90% of the people live the same year in, year out. They have the same results. And that's because that doubt creeps in, and they just let it stay there, where all you really have to do is take one little step in the face of doubt, and the doubt becomes less important and the action becomes more important. So it's just taking those baby steps and moving forward. And the biggest part about that is just to notice what you're thinking. Is your thinking creating doubt? And how can you change those thoughts to support where you want to go?
There you go. There you go. Wow. So you mentioned this comparison despair, when in that one, and where, well, you know what that is. Tell us a little bit of what that means, comparison despair. Have you ever had that on your journey?
Yeah, I have. In fact, I was on a networking call this morning, and I noticed it creeping in a little. There was another, there were two other coaches on the call, and for a couple of seconds, I allowed myself to look at what they were doing and say to myself, why am I not doing that? Why don't I have those results? Why? And you get that whininess. And it's like, if you recognize that fast and can switch out of it. So instead of going, me, I said, wow, they're doing so great. I am so happy for them. And then that shifts that vibration. David Hawkins talks about vibration, and each of our emotions are at a different vibration. And doubt is at a low vibration, love is at a high vibration. So you attract who you are, what you're being, not which comes from your thinking. Your thinking creates how you're feeling. So when you're feeling that doubt and allowing that doubt in, or allowing that comparison in, then you're staying at that low vibration, and you attract people and things at that vibration. So just shifting it to gratitude. Gratitude is at the same vibration as abundance. Just making that one little shift and really feeling it. You see whole new things. You see things differently, and you're able to respond differently. So when you're feeling that anguish, that adrenaline starts going, it takes between 60 and 90 seconds for that to stop surging through your body. So if you can find a way to stay calm for 60 to 90 seconds, then your conscious brain goes back online and you can respond instead of reacting. So just take a deep breath, find something to be grateful for, and see how the world changes you around you when you do that.
Wow, 60 to 90 seconds. It feels like hours.
It feels like hours. It does. Yeah. But the
Wow.
more you practice it, I mean, you can even do in yoga, they have what's called box breathing, which you just breathe in for 4, hold it for 4, and breathe out for 6. Just do that 2 or 3 times. And nobody when you're going through the 60 seconds or 90 seconds, it seems like a long time, but when somebody is on the other side watching what's going on, it's not that long for somebody outside of you. Again, that's the inside versus outside thing. So if you can stay in that place for 60 to 90 seconds, things change dramatically.
Great tool, great tool. Well, you've had some weather up there in Buffalo, right?
Yes, it's
And
been,
yeah, so and your power was out and like
yeah, my power was out. I had, my brother-in-law came over and got my generator going. We had 2 big snowstorms, and in between it melted. And that was on Chris, it was actually on Christmas, because I had been in the house, not able to get out of the house, and it was Christmas. And I had a pity party for myself, and it's okay to have a pity party. You just have to put an end date on it. So I had a bit of a pity party for myself. You know, I'm seeing all of my brothers, both of my brothers have kids, and their kids were with them on Christmas. My one nephew came up from Florida, and they were stuck in my brother's house all together. And my other brother, my niece, came up from New Jersey into Syracuse, and they were all together. And even my brother in Cape Cod, his whole family was there. So it's like, ooh, they're with their family. Megan lives 15 minutes from my house, and I can't see her. So again, just recognizing, yeah, that's okay. It's okay to have a pity party. So I had a little bit of a pity party. I felt sorry for myself for about an hour, and then I allowed myself to get over it. And that's also part of the acceptance. Yeah, at that time, I was I wasn't really snowed in, because the person that plowed my driveway he plowed my driveway on Christmas. So I could have gotten out if I wanted to. I just didn't want to worry about getting stuck somewhere. So again, just noticing and having that acceptance. I had heat, I had plenty of food, and I could call Megan, I could do all kinds of things. So getting out of that space of having that pity party, again, it's like, I encourage, if you have to have a pity party, just make sure you put an end date to it or an end tied to it, and don't get stuck in it.
oh my gosh, I remember when I haven't heard that tool in a long time. I think that was I heard that from you a long time ago, that about let's throw ourselves a pity party.
Yeah.
Have you ever thrown a pity party with someone else knowing that it was going to end? Hmm.
I haven't. I guess I've only done it for myself. I guess I feel when I'm around other people, that's really, I have to think about that. This just occurred to me when you said that. When I'm around other people, I don't know that I allow myself to feel bad. I feel like I have to, like for Megan, when we went through with her mother dying, I felt as though I had to be strong for her. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to have a pity party with somebody else. Yeah. Thank you for that. Because like I said, I feel like I have to be strong for others, and being strong all the time isn't healthy for you and the other people. It's good for other people to see you feeling bad and see you feeling vulnerable, and then allowing them to have compassion and to help you. So thank you for that.
Oh, thank you for reminding me too. Oh, I'm supposed to be this way around, especially like, boom, the camera's on, gotta look good, gotta look happy. Someone to me said the other day, it's like, oh, you're always so happy. And I'm like, oh, you have no idea.
That reminds me of, my nephew liked Frank Lloyd Wright. So I found out when you're 10, you can take an extended tour and take pictures at Falling Water. And I took my nephew when he was 10, and I went with the Darwin Martin House. So it was all adult docents of the volunteers, and people were commenting about what a nice kid he is. And he says to me under his breath, they don't see me with my sister. So they saw him as a nice kid, but he knew he wasn't always nice to his sister.
What a beautiful relationship you have that he could say that to you under your breath.
Yeah, yeah.
I love it. Well, so I'm going to take from this throwing a fitty party. Wouldn't it be kind of fun to like have set a timer? I'm just set a timer right here. Everybody has like, we're going to bitch for 2 minutes, right? I wonder if it would be so fun to start laughing about it and have some really great laughs. So anyway, good deal. And the other thing I'm going to take away is your best changes from day to day.
It
I love
does.
it.
Yeah.
You started out there, and I'm like, that is gold nugget for me. And I think for everybody in this community, you know, yesterday I was like so up and up. And then this morning I'm like, I was in a get her done mode, which is okay. So we're doing this 40 days of letting go. And today was letting go of busyness.
Mm,
And so I'm like, okay, well, if I am going to do that, I put on this gentle guitar music in the background. And even though I was doing so many things, I didn't feel, I think busyness is a feeling. So thank you for that. And I love the fact that you also said, shoot for improvement.
mhm.
So tell me more a little bit about that. We still have some time here.
Yeah. So when you shoot for perfection, you're never going to accomplish it. So you're always going to be feeling as though you're not accomplishing anything, or you're not accomplishing what you think you should. Whereas if you just take a baby step and do it better every day, you'll get farther ahead than trying to be perfect, because there is no such thing as perfection. So when you're always, and that's another way of comparison despair with yourself. You compare yourself to what you think you should be doing, and that doesn't help either. So just take those baby steps. You can get to the top of Mount Everest with baby steps. So take a step every day and have some kind of improvement every day. And you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish as you do it that way, without that judgment, because judgment is really what keeps you in resistance. Also, when you judge yourself or judge others, it keeps you in that low vibration. So you want to notice things without judgment, and then just take steps to move forward and have some improvements every day, a little bit more every day.
Oh, how fun is that? Yes. There you go. All right. Wow. Well, so what we would love to do, Lynn, first of all, thank you so much for coming in and doing this. You're such a joy to have around, and I just love Buffalo too. And so what we want to do now is to put a blessing on you and ask you what you would love and what we can hold for you as a community. What would you?
Yeah, you can just hold for me that I keep taking the steps I know I need to, and keep moving forward, keep making progress every day.
Amen. Okay, here we go. We're gonna put the energy, get ready to catch it up in Buffalo. You ready? Law of receiving, Lynn. Got it?
Thank you.
Oh,
That felt good.
we're sending you so much love. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
Love you and appreciate you. And wow, lots of gold nuggets here. Shoot for improvement.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you.